Retro movie reviews, and this week is Big Trouble in Little China, 1986, Kurt Russell. Bro, I had to introduce my missus to it the other day. I was like, we're gonna watch this, because I've been thinking about it for a while.
What did she think?
So first she was like, this is like cheesy and all that sort of stuff, which it is if you watch it now. And then she started researching it online, like, checking the actress and all this sort of stuff. She was like, that girl's not Chinese. My missus is half Chinese, so she's not trying to be cultural appropriation. But she's like, she's not Chinese. She started researching into her, and she found out she was like mixed race, but she wasn't Chinese. Like, I mean, she was.
Mei Ling.
Yeah, she was like mixed race, like Vietnamese and something else or whatnot. And then she was like, gee, I'm surprised that people are still debating over this movie to this day. There's new blogs coming out for this movie to this day. Like, some of them are funny and all this sort of stuff and whatnot, but it's still people are debating about the movie and talking about it and whatnot. So she was just impressed at how it's got so much, how it's made an impact in people's lives to this day. And then she was just like she enjoyed it for what it was. I was like, I was like, listen, you are watching it brand new for your 2013 eyes. I've seen it through my 1986 eyes when I was just a baby to my 2023 eyes. So I can appreciate for what it was to what it is today. And to me, bro, it was like the first, I maybe there were some other movies out there, but to me, it was like the first sort of like an adaptation of an anime, a first sort of like superpower, supernatural type of movie with powers. And like you had Raiden. Look, I mean, Raiden was 100% had to be influenced by my guy in this movie.
Exactly.
Like, the look and feel and everything. Kurt Russell's character, the famous as Jack
Burton. Yeah.
Jack Burton would say, he was just the funniest, typical, most American dude ever, which I loved. The truck driver one, it was just so perfect in that role. The martial arts were great. I'm not gonna lie, I really liked it. I appreciate the martial arts and the spinning kicks and the flying. But like, there were scenes that you watch when I'm watching in it. Well, now, like I say, you think they were cheesy, but back then they were awesome. Like when the other guy, what was his name? The Chinese guy, was it Han or something?
Who?
The other actor, the Chinese guy.
Egg Shen.
Not Egg Shen, no, the young one that was with Kurt Russell's character, that was with Jack Burton. I forgot his name.
I can't remember his name.
Anyway, he was having when he was battling that dude with the sword fights and whatnot, and how they were flying in the air while they were fighting. This is all anime shit, man. This is all manga, like, sort of perspective type of action and whatnot. It's freaking awesome. The character designs, the costume designs. Lopan used to scare the shit out of me with his fucking bald head and 2,000-year-old body and all that sort of shit. Like, even watching it as an adult now, like, I'm kind of like, oh shit, I get it, man. Like there's things that you miss as a kid, and now you kind of understand it a bit better. Obviously, he wants to become human because he's been trapped and cursed in this for 2,000-year-old body and whatnot. So, of course, the best way to do it is find some fit beanies with green eyes and marry them, and then you become human. I was human. I was telling my missus, I was like, how crazy is this for him to become human, right? Because he's a supernatural immortal. For him to become a human, he has to do the holy matrimony to his gods of marriage. Like, that's how much marriage fucks you up from being a supernatural immortal to becoming human. And my guy wants it. I'm like, all right, well, you're gonna do marriage to do it. It's like, but yeah, the green-eyed thing, all of that sort of stuff, like it's just, it works. It works back then. That's what I'm trying to say.
No,
like,
it works back, but it still works now because it's a rewatchable film. I'm like, without a doubt, every year, bro, I watch it. I think I watched it twice this year, just because the cheesy dialogue, but the visuals were wicked, bro. John Carpenter is a guy who does the directing, the visuals, the editing. My guy did the soundtrack, bro. John Carpenter, man, I got nothing but props for that dude. My guy's still bringing out albums now because he's a musician as well. It's amazing, bro. So rewatchability, it's got that type of nostalgia to it. I mean, we were speaking to Jeremy Adams, who's a producer and a writer for the new, the Mortal Kombat animations that come out. Come on, bro. when I saw that cage match, I was like, bro, all I see was Big Trouble in Little China vibes. He was so excited on that interview, bro, man. I wish that part of it recorded, because he was like, I'm glad that somebody saw that. And even when I met him, I was like there's something about those movies that still resonates right now because of the feel of it, the look of it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Movies from the 80s and 90s, I love the look of them. The shit that we see now, like, I'm not calling it shit, sorry. Like, what we see now is too clean, bro. It doesn't have that kind of out of world experience. It feels real world, too real world now. When you watch something like Big Trouble in Little China, you could tell that's a different world.
Apparently, that's what the fans want. Oh, the graphics were basic. I want it to look so real world.
Well,
That's what I'm
like
trying to say.
PlayStation 2, yeah?
PlayStation 2. Bro, you're 100% right on that perspective. I love the way the 80s movies look. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. So, visuals, physical props, physical, venues and stuff like that, sets. I don't care, bro. It's one of the greats. One of the greats. One of the greats. One of my all-time favorite movies. So, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Really love it.
When they were in Chinatown in the beginning, when he was driving his truck into those narrow ass roads, I was like, how the hell did you do it? My missus was like, oh, that looks blatantly like a set. I'm like, I know. That's what's amazing about these movies. They actually built sets. It wasn't just computer graphics and whatnot. Or, like booking the main roads or like that out there. They actually built sets to visualize how John Carpenter had his vision. The one thing that made me laugh that I was picking on the most was, and I named him the most epic waste of time guy of all time, was the electric guy. Coolest fucking guy ever. But at the end, when they were escaping, he could have easily shot them, but he's like, and they're escaping. All of them are escaping. And he's still like here and there. And I'm like,
no, but he has to generate that power. See, I'm gonna back this up, bro. He was generating that lightning, bro.
I nominated him as the waste of time, the most waste of time guy ever.
No, bro,
and then bad aim. At the end, bad aim. And then, sorry, wait, let me finish. And when he came up, because he didn't do shit throughout the whole movie except yeah, and then great effects, though. I fucking love it. And then he came up floating somehow. And then rather than shooting the other dude, he just started, and they dropped the statue on his head. And I'm like, he's amazing. He looks amazing. That's fucking Raiden. But I nominate him as the most wasted time guy in the whole movie because he didn't do shit and he kept him missing as well. So he lose. But I love him. He was fucking awesome.
I think what John Carpenter did with that character was actually spot on, because lightning is generated, so you have to use an immense amount of energy to create it. But, bro, you don't know where lightning strikes, bro.
Okay. That's a good point. So this motherfucker was born to miss.
Because you don't know where it's gonna hit.
Oh god. Bro,
I don't care, bro. It works perfectly.
He's the best.
And being
the best.
elder.
When we were young, how cool was he? When we were young, and he's cool.
Bro, we
now.
were doing that shit all day long, bro.
I was telling the missus.
Yeah.
She was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "That's just their gang sign, whatever." I was telling the missus that Kibla's best friend, Nabil, may he rest in peace, and Kibs, they used to do that all the time. I mean, this is how impactful the movie was. That two friends who live in Tottenham, and I'm sure there's millions of friends around the world, would do that to each other because of a movie. Just give them the whatever. It was just a symbol of friendship. It was a symbol of unity. It was a symbol of we're together. And I was like, this is the impact of some of these movies, which might be cheesy to you, which might whatever it is, but an impact of unity through the good guys symbol, which was that. It just meant a lot. And every time I watch that, it does remind me of the relationship that you had, and even I had with Nabil, because every time, and this was the days where you guys came to each other's houses. It wasn't like WhatsApp call or whatnot. No, there was no phone. This was when you dial the phone, and you fuck up the phone. There was those days, right? Stealing that from Chris Rock, and you go to each other's houses, and every time he left our house or you left his house, it was, all right, bro, take care, get home safe, and it was the symbol. It was that. And that movie will forever remind me of Nabil and just remind me of that relationship. And this is how impactful some of these movies from what we grew up with are in our life. They're not just movies which we love. They built like a relationship. They built chapters in our lives. There's chapters in our lives and people in our lives that relate to certain movies. You know, my father's always gonna be Western movies and war movies. You know, it's always that's gonna be for life. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Mm.
there's so many things. I had to explain that to the missus when she asked about that. But I'm glad you asked about that. Like, I can't explain to you where John Carpenter got it from, but I could tell you how that relates to me and my brother and Nabil. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, no, this movie holds a dear place in my heart because it's true fantasy as well. Nabil used to write, bro, and that movie inspired him a lot when it comes to writing fantasy. You know, yeah, he read books like crazy, bro. We did comic books together, which was amazing. We got some great memories together, but that was the call sign for us when we left. You know, it meant so much to us that we were those characters in the playground, bro. It was me, him, and Ozan, bro. Ozan, I know it's deep, but we used to say, bro, you're the one who explodes, bro. I'm sorry. You had to be the inflatable one. I'm sorry, bro. But you know, in general, like with that connection with that movie, and I think that's the reason why I still watch it, because it's my processing mechanism. It's the only thing that I got left of what Nabil in this world. As much as I've got all the good memories, I'll always have the good memories, his laugh, his creativity, his writing skills, you know, the way he articulated himself. But that movie was ours. That movie will always be ours. That movie will always, you know, I will see Nabil in that movie. Doesn't matter. So that's what it means to me. This is a great epic fantasy movie, which I totally adore, and I feel like it has friendship in there. It has good versus evil. It has, you know, elseworld stories in there as well, which is absolutely amazing. Chinese, even if they are, you know, real or not, they have these sort of stories, and they've brought them into this world, which is about absolutely amazing. So, Big Trouble in Little China, man, great movie. Yeah, absolutely, I love it. It'll always be a part of, as you said, my memories of Nabil and what it will bring back for me. And yeah, rest in peace, bro. Honestly, there we go.
Rest in
We
peace.
dedicate this one to Nabil Dreef. Not forgotten. You always creep up. You always creep up, bro. Always do. You always do. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, amazing, beautiful movie, guys. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Check it out and watch it. Try to watch it as you were in
Open minded as is
1986.
possible.
Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah.
to say. Yeah, yeah, just to give it a chance. Ignore, not ignore, appreciate it for what it was for back in 1986, and try and visualize how amazing that was for back then. Great movie, guys. Check it out.